Second chance points, interestingly, has gone the way of LaSalle, 12-3. Normally, it's FEU, the #1 team in the league in second chance points. They only have 3 second chance points in this game so far.
All right, as we said, third quarter is underway here at the Big Dome. We are starting at 43-42. That is our score, and if you just tuned in, FEU jumping out 13-6 lead, and then LaSalle putting on the Turbo Jets, and then LaSalle leading as much as 14, and then FEU, courtesy of Saldua and Santos, finding the range from beyond the arc, making a comeback in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter to cut the lead down to 1 at 43-42. And nobody has scored yet here in the third quarter. We saw the perimeter points as we look at the scoring leaders for both teams. Yo starting off very strong. Casio off the bench. Saldua off the bench. Santos not shooting well, but still able to get those 8 points. No Mark Isip for FEU, and no June Cabatu yet for LaSalle.
So those are the missing suspects there. If you're FEU, you want to see Mark Isip on that list. You want to see Jonas Villanueva on that list too.
All right, let's look at our candidates. Who will be the winner for the PS Bank Ultimate Fast Move of the season? Find out October 6th during the UAP awarding ceremonies. You have Jeffrey Chan earlier. That's Joseph Yo. And there's another one coming at you. I think it will be L.A. Tenorio, another candidate for our PS Bank Fast Move. That's L.A. Tenorio. And a tough move. Woo. Classic L.A. October 6th, find out. The UAP awarding ceremonies. Oh, Santos on 3 attempts.
Wow. It continues. As the whole LaSalle crowd thought he'd travel. Yep.
Yo Wild on the drive. Loses possession, recovers, regains it. And a foul now is called on the LaSalle Great
Cabatu as he pushed away on Flores, or Paul Flores. So FEU on the ball to start this third quarter, especially defensively. They are very sharp, not allowing the usual, comfortable rotation of the ball for LaSalle. They're challenging the passing lanes now. Their perimeter pressure is somewhat similar to what LaSalle did to them in the first half.
And now they're back in the lead too, 44-43 after being down by as much as 14. Now here's that play of making Mark Isip dribble, but they break it. Isip sidestepping, Santos sticking it back and having something to say to Joseph Yo. You know what, when you look at the halftime numbers, we see the perimeter points at 16-13, FEU with the advantage. What turned it around was the 14-0 perimeter point marker in the second quarter.
Exactly. So that was the big thing. And 9 of those perimeter points came in the last minute and a half from the 3 of Santos and the 2 triples of Saldua.
Flores with a wild jumper. Santos picking it up and putting it back in. And a foul to boot from J.R. Aquino, and Arwin Santos now starting to put pressure on that
needs a timeout here. Even though they're only down by 3 points. You could sense that Coach Francis itching to call a timeout. He does not want to allow FEU a big run here.
There's a power move powered by New Revicon Ion Energy Drink with Dishong Ion and DJ the carrying on to the third quarter. Talking about FEU.
Yep. They did not allow that halftime break to stop their momentum, to stop their intensity. And in fact, defensively, they even picked it up a couple of notches and they have been forcing turnovers on Dlsu, something that they did a bad job of because FEU had 11 turnovers in the first half as compared to LaSalle, who had an awesome 6 turnovers only in the first half.
That's a tough thing to do.
In the championship series, 6 turnovers in the first half. That's awesome.
And also, it's a tough thing to try to carry your momentum in the second half.
Correct. And especially at a long halftime.
Exactly.
It's a little bit longer than usual.
Now the lead is 4 for FEU. Yo fading away, nothing there. And FEU starting to reassert their dominance inside, scoreless since 2:45, or only 2 points since 2:45 in the second quarter. DJ is Dlsu.
Now, it's LaSalle's turn to sort of implode. That is their 3rd team foul right now.
And this is where a leader is needed for Dlsu. Somebody to settle down the troops.
This is where Joseph Yo needs to step in. I mean, the no TY tag on the floor. You got Jamie Cash on the floor. Yo has got to do something to take control. What a pass.
Pinpoint pass.
Perfect pass by Mark Isip there, nodding his head up and down as he shoots backcourt. Now Coach Franz Humarin couldn't wait any longer. He badly needs this timeout. If not, FU will run away with this one in the third.
FEU versus LaSalle. Villanueva missing the three. A foul called on Alelo Flores as Rico Meyer-Hoffer came down with a rebound. You know, it's been a 22-2 run since the 2:30 mark of the second quarter, with Arwin Santos coming to life, 10 points in those numbers.
That's the field goals. He scored a 4 for 9 already for FEU.
1 out of 7 for LaSalle. Vicky Delas, what's happening? Let's bring her in for the Samsung courtside update.
I can't really hear you move, but earlier on, Coach talked about angels. He pointed out that today is a feast day of Saints Michael, Raphael, and Gabrielle. His point, we are each other's guardian angels on the court, he said. Let's regroup when necessary, let's guide each other and push the guy beside you and the guys on the bench. Contain and maintain is still the name of their game. The Archers can allow FEU's second unit to step up. Also, Coach Franz still wants to see less hesitation and more aggressiveness on their offense. On defense, he wants to see more hustle to stop the TAM's fast break opportunities. Boom.
Thank you very much, Mickey. Well, you said it yourself. You heard Coach Franz Pumarin. They want a little more aggressiveness in the offense. And Joseph Yo finally with an aggressive move. You know, they were very tentative going into the last 2 minutes of the second quarter and the opening minutes here in the third. As you see the sea of green here at the Aveneta Coliseum. Are they like celebrating an anniversary in a big no-miss?
On Saturday, it's the 30th year of the Thrilla in Manila.
Wow. Going back in history.
Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. And after he left, they were so happy, they built a mall in his name, Ali Mall. That's another,
Oh no, no foul.
no foul. Interestingly, Casio had his back to Villanueva, falling down. He forced the momentum of Villanueva to cross backcourt, and there's no foul. Well, interesting non-call there, but nonetheless, another interesting note is the fact that LaSalle already is in penalty booth. That last foul of Casio put them into penalty with 5:30 to go here in the third quarter.
LaSalle is behind by 4. They were ahead by 14. That was after FEU was ahead by 7. So it's been a game of spurts and momentum.
Talagang runs, you know, run by LaSalle, end of the first quarter until the middle part of the second, and then end of the second until this middle part of the third. It's the run of FEU.
Coach Bert Flores looking for his first title in the UAAP. Speaking of FEU, let's go to Yvette Gavieras for this Samsung courtside update. Yvette?
For the FEU Tamaraw, this is a very important game. If they can win this game, then it would be to their advantage. So Coach Brett Flores told his boys that they must be showing aggressiveness and perseverance that a real Tamaraw has. They have reached the final round and they must not waste this opportunity. Hence, each of them must play with pride and believe that they can do it.
And they obviously played with a lot of pride, and now you can't question the comebacking ability of FEU as they have blasted LaSalle 22-2, as we mentioned. Thank you, Yvette Gavieras, reporting for FEU. Eder Saldua, nowhere to go. Finds Santos over everybody else.
Wow! He even looked like he was over the board. That's how high the elevation was on that jump shot.
That is tough. When Arwin Santos goes as high as that, and then the release, you have to also consider not only the leap, but his releases.
Correct. Yung extension ng hand. Watch this.
Let's
Watch this. Look
see
at
that again on our Smart Buddy instant replay. Smart Buddy, the #1 prepaid service in the country. And after struggling in the first quarter, Arwin now
not struggling no more.
Coming
17
back.
points, Boom.
parang na sabi mo nga kanina, he was trying too hard in the first quarter. Nag-settle down na siya.
He let the game come to him now.
Meyer-Hoffer, very tentative. No confidence in that move against Arwin Santos. You gotta be a little more decisive when you're up against Arwin Santos. Like what Benitez and Yo did.
Yo did, exactly. You gotta go right to him. Straight up in there.
6-point lead for FEU. Joseph Yo spinning, setting up Meyer-Hoffer. That's the way to do it if you're Rico.
Go straight up, don't go for the dunk. Don't go for the laying in the rib. You go for the board. But once it hits the board, hindi ka na pwede ma-block. Because once you touch it, it might be goal. Another no foul. Huh? Wow.
No call there.
An offensive foul.
Actually, an offensive foul.
If we can get this on the replay, Yo was crouched down, and Santos just went up for the ball. What an interesting call here. And Coach Flores, here's Yo with his hand out even. I don't know. If anything, that's a let-go situation.
If anything.
Yeah.
And caught again on our Smart Money Instant Replay. Smart Money, the number one prepaid service in the country. Now, LaSalle behind still by 4 at 53-49. Casio against Villanueva. Casio with 9 points off the bench in the first half. They go back to Yo. Yo again driving. This time going hard against Erwin Santos.
And he's doing exactly what he has to do. Earlier we mentioned someone's got to be a leader. Someone's got to take charge. Still no sign of T.Y. Tang on the floor. And Coach Francis gave that green light to Joseph Yo to take over.
And earlier, Joseph Yo set up Rico Meyer-Hopper. This time he went straight at Erwin Santos.
A lot of contact being allowed by the referees right now.
Well, it's the finals.
Yep.
Meyer-Hopper sending it out to Benitez from 18 feet. Very, very sharp shot by Mark Benitez.
And if that were Jun Cabato, that would have been his shot. His comfortable shot from 15 feet. But Benitez not as consistent as Cabato would be from there.
Foul by Villanueva. I'll make that foul on, yes, foul by Villanueva on Villanueva.
The rest will have to take control of this game. There's a lot more emotion coming into play.
What
with
a
physicality.
spin.
Look at that.
What a
Nice
setup
pass.
job, yes. Meyer-Hopper knew what to do now the second time around. A candidate for assist of the game delivered by KFC. And now, Yo and Flores. As Flores tries to get into the head of Yo. You remember Flores from last year against Macardona?
And he made an impact last year in the game that they won. He was the surprise player off the bench. Similar to what Saldua has done today.
Villanueva. So much promise for this kid. Will play his last year for FEU next year. Coach Franz Muaren seeking his 6th title in 8 finals appearance. LaSalle has gone to the finals 4 out of the last, make that 5 out of the last 6 times. FEU 4 out of the last 6 times. The ball will remain with FEU as the possession arrow points to them. Boom Gatales, TJ Manotok, Yvette Gavieres, and Vicky Delas for ABS-CBN Sports. We're glad to have you with us Thursday afternoon live from the Big Dome over Studio 23. Also saying hello to everybody watching us on the Filipino channel. Aranya is back. Aranya, so far in this ball game, has 3 personal fouls. And as we see in our Addict Mobile profile, Addict Mobile prepaid, now you're in his most challenging matchup, the shooter from National University, who we keep on calling out today.
Exactly.
Rizada puts it on the floor. Santos, dead shot from there.
Good setup. A simple setup there. Finding the traffic and finding the open man.
Santos with 19 points, 9 rebounds in this game. A typical, shall I say, MVP-like performance from Arwin. Casio thought about it, dribbles once. Nothing there, and Santos with a double-double now.
1-1.
Saldua sets up Fernandez. And Benedict Fernandez gives FEU a 7-point lead at 58-51.
You know what's disheartening for LaSalle? If you're LaSalle and if you're Coach Franz Humaren, that fast break came off a missed outside shot. You'd forgive that if it came off a turnover. But if you miss a shot and they beat you 3-1, that should not happen.
Joseph Yo trying to take matters into his own hands, overshoots that one. And Santos comes away with his 11th rebound of the game. He can shoot from there if he wants to.
But now he's not. He's taking smarter shots this time around.
Yo picks it up. The tap going to RB Mangas. And let's see, no, it's a
Good call.
over and back violation.
Has came from the backcourt, did not establish position in the front court to get that loose ball. But what a game, Boom.
What a game. This is game number 1 of the finals. They were calling traveling for that one, but it stays as a Milo fast break. Brought to you by Milo. Drink Milo every day. The Green Archers, who are behind by 7, 58-51. Casio chased around, fakes, fires, nothing there. 1:46 to play in the third quarter. 13 rebounds for FAU, 9 for LaSalle so far in the third, and a forced move. It's uncharacteristic for RJ Rizada to come up with a play like that.
Well, kahit papano, LaSalle's defense holding up, as you see, former Tamarao.
Yes. Big Pablo.
He was once teammate of
Johnny
Johnny
Barrientos.
Barrientos,
Oh, yes.
then coached by Coach Amador. He won the UAP crown back then.
D.Y. Tang, who has not made much of an impact here for LaSalle. Casio recovering, sending it out to Aranya. They have 10 on the shot clock. Talking about LaSalle. Aranya finding a way inside in major traffic.
Well, now with Arvin Santos on the bench, you see a lot more penetration attempts by LaSalle. Walang shot blocker. Lalo na pag nalabas na si Mark Isip, mga Has does not have the kind of elevation and intimidating force that Arvin Santos would have. Now on this end, a foul 40 feet from the basket from LaSalle. They earned the penalty. Free throws.
Look at a power move powered by New Revicon Ion energy drink with Dishong Ion, and maybe French Pumaran recognizing that point that you just made, sends back in the best slasher in the league, Joseph Yo. 1:11 to play. Game number 1, very important. Since 1994, when the best of 3 finals took format, the team which won Game 1 went on to win the series 8 out of 11 times. That's 73%. Now, since 2000, all teams which won Game 1 captured the title. LaSalle is 4-2 in the finals when it wins Game 1, while FAU is 2-0 if they win Game 1. If you're a numbers junkie, that one I'm sure you enjoy. Aranya, the Benitez, they're looking for Yo, but Flores is on him like a leech. But he sees daylight, and Yo attacks right away. What a
Santos, it's a red carpet for Joseph Yo.
What a read by French Pumaran, and of course by you also. The fact that there was no Arwin, Yo saw green.
There's a simple way of executing this. Aside from telling them to drive, you have to pull out Mark Isip. There's only one guy you got to pull out. Wala nang Arvin Santos eh. So whoever's being guarded by Mark Isip has to play the perimeter. Pull him out, and everybody's got that green light to go, drive, and challenge Mangajas, who is not a leaper.
And another power move powered by New Revicon Ion energy drink with the Dishong Ion, and a chance for maybe a 4-point play, a 5-point play as LaSalle retains possession. Arvin Santos cooling his heels.
Well, he's got to get his time on the bench to rest him up and make him ready and fresh for the fourth quarter to finish this game out for them.
He does average 30 minutes a ball game coming into the finals. Tang. Aranya with 17 on the shot clock. Aranya again stopping. Ooh, napulot ni Gabago. It's better to be lucky than good. That's what they say at times.
Buenas pa.
So I don't know, would you credit that as an assist by Aranya?
It's up to the stat guys.
And again, you'll take it. Why? Because you're only behind by 2 now if you're LaSalle. And that's an offensive foul. 4th personal on Benedict Fernandez.
That's something that Ryan Aranya has always and will always give Coach Franz Pumaran, that steady defense. Now, Coach Bert Flores, even though there's 30 seconds left on the clock, napilitan ibalik si Arvin Santos. Why? Because he wants to end this third quarter with a bang, at least a bucket.
While Flores and Yo are being separated by referee Carperio.
And Aranya, of all people, went up to you
Pacifier.
and told him to pacify himself.
Well, they're going to try to go to Joseph or Ryan. We'll see. And that's a foul. Yan na yung binabantayan eh. Binabantayan
Not
eh.
a good one because he's not realizing they're in the penalty. You don't give him a foul coming off a screen and you give the guy 2 free throws to a team who's trying to catch up.
Plus, mainit ang mata sa inyo dahil nagigirean kayo. So alam mo, babantayan ka na eh. But then again, that is really the role of Flores. Not to foul, but I mean, really to
With the
try to
clamps,
get,
yeah.
try to get into the head of the stars like Yo and Cardona back in season 67. Yo today has equaled Arwin Santos's output to 19 points as we saw. We just are looking at Mr. Beaver Lopez right here in our row, actually, DJ. Rooting for LaSalle, obviously. Yo ties the ball game. Guess what? That is only the second deadlock of the game. Philippines, so hang on. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm sure we're going to be hanging on for a riveting fourth quarter coming up. 10 seconds left. T.Y. Tang still with Villanueva. 5 seconds left. Villanueva looking at Rizada. Shoots the 3. Short. And that will do it for the third. And guess what? We are back at square one. No quarters given. None taken. LaSalle and FPU. Game number 1 of the finals for season 68 of the UAAP. We are tied 59 all.